Hey everybody, Balin here. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not gotten a chance to check out the last video that I did, just real quick, I changed jobs. I'm a coach. I work 6 days a week. I haven't had any time to put together films, and so now that we're in lockdown, it gives me plenty of time. So today we're going to be covering tofu. Before you cringe, tofu is actually a really great staple to have. It's very versatile. My girlfriend who is vegan actually shared this recipe with me, and so I want to share it with you. It is fantastic and really actually pretty easy to do. So if you're wondering why I chose to go plant-based, background, just kind of rewind it back to September. I was having some major stomach issues. I was actually dealing with some heavy bloating for probably 3 months. It felt so uncomfortable that I felt like I needed to be popped. I felt like that girl from Willy Wonka that turned into a giant blueberry. Just couldn't eat, and when I ate, I ballooned up even more, and it was just excruciating. So I went into the doctor and they diagnosed me with gastroesophageal reflux disease. And so basically, in a nutshell, what it does is if you do have heartburn, chronic heartburn, acid that comes up into your esophagus from your stomach, it can start to just make its way in consistently, and it can start to cause erosion and then bacteria buildup, which is not a good thing. And so that was where I was at. When we get older, that sphincter in the esophagus, it opens and closes, and so when you're eating, it closes to keep that acid from coming up. And when you get older, it just starts to lose its tightness. So that's kind of that in a nutshell what happened. So I decided to make a lifestyle change after that once they got me on medication, and I got rid of a lot of things out of my life. Granted, I am a sucker for meat and cheese, and there's still some things that I will eat that just cause havoc on my body, but you know, I'm a glutton for punishment. We're human, it happens. So, but for the majority of the time, 90% plant-based, and so I'm gonna show you some great staples that you can use and put together that are gonna be really easy. My husband even likes them, so if he likes them, then there's hope for you guys. So, it's gonna be great. Some of the things I did have to give up, in case you're wondering, I did actually have to give up red meat, which makes me really sad. And then I also had to give up coffee. And if you knew me, I drank black coffee like nobody's business for 20 years. I love it. So had to get rid of that, but black tea and green tea do just as well, just without the added acid reflux. So, you know, you give some, you win some. So follow me into the kitchen because I'm going to put together the tofu recipe for you guys so you can follow along and grab yourself a fork. And I'm getting hungry just thinking about it, so enjoy. Alrighty, back into the kitchen. So, as discussed, we're going to be covering tofu. I love the extra firm tofu. I am a texture freak, so I have to have a firm product. Tofu comes in 4 different types: silken, soft, firm, and extra firm. So for baking purposes, firm or extra firm is going to be the better go of the two. The other ones are made for more soup bases like miso. You're gonna wanna have a flavor agent that we're gonna be using to make our tofu taste absolutely delicious. So one of the ones that I recommend, and I highly recommend, is going for your Bragg's liquid aminos. This is absolutely fantastic. It is a natural soy sauce alternative. And if you really just aren't that partial to it and you don't care, you can also go for soy sauce. I have done both. Both taste fantastic, but this will actually help eliminate the need to put like extra salt and flavoring on there. So it'll make it just a light, good taste. So the other things that are going to be important is having a cookie sheet, a dish, and a cutting board. These are going to be so you can press your tofu. It is absolutely important that you press your tofu because the last thing you want to do is bake your tofu and have it come out soggy. Again, I'm a texture freak, so I need to have it like a good crunch to it. So pressing that for about 20 minutes. I wrap it in a paper towel and then press it on the grate so that way the tofu doesn't start to kind of go through all the little grate pieces that are on there. So The last thing that you're gonna need, and this is absolutely imperative, is parchment paper. You cannot bake crispy tofu on tin foil, so you've gotta have parchment paper. So we're gonna go over the step-by-steps on how to do these. Buckle up and enjoy. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my tofu sitting underneath my cutting board, and then I've got random objects obviously stacked upon it. This is gonna help get as much moisture out of the tofu as possible. That way I can bake it nice and easily. So it takes about 20 minutes. We'll show you the next process here. Okay, so we've got the tofu cut up in slices. They're pretty good, decent sizes here. Generally, the bricks of tofu do come with little indentations in them, so that way you can kind of see where you need to cut for whatever desired thickness that you want. We're next going to be taking the Bragg's liquid aminos that I was talking about earlier, and we're going to just literally rub the aminos on top of the tofu pieces. You don't want to make them completely soggy of these, just because we went ahead and pressed out all of the water. So the last thing we want to do is add a bunch more in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to baste all of these here, and then you're going to flip them around and get the other sides, so that way you've got some good flavor. And again, that's why we just kind of want to lightly season them. What I generally will do with these is I will actually let them sit with the seasoning on them for just like a minute or so before I actually put them into the pan. So just putting a little bit of this on here. Good little seasoning. Quick and easy. And voila. So next, this guy is gonna go into the pan, and it's going to pan fry for a minute. And then we're gonna plop it onto the cookie sheet with the parchment paper and bake it.